beautiful souls of the world. Zena Electra, I'm here. Yeah. Sharing these good vibes with you. Y'all, beautiful, lovely faces. Today we're talking about sexually transmitted demons. It's fucked up. But we're going to talk about it. So a few videos prior to this one, we talked about something called sleep paralysis and how to, ease yourself out of sleep paralysis. So with this sexually transmitted demons video talk story time, we're going to talk about the entities that you see while in a sleep paralysis state. Y'all, real. It's really real. It's really real. So anyway, you guys, before I get off into this story too far, let's go ahead and shout out Cosmic Coo Coo. I got on another t-shirt, or it's not a hoodie, it's just a long sleeve fuzzy on the inside. You should do what? Date a what? Sagittarius. I got these for every single zodiac. You should date a Gemini. You should date a Capricorn. You should date a Scorpio. You should date a Libra, a Virgo, an Aquarius, a Pisces. Like, you should, and you can pick whatever color shirt you want, but you should, and 'tis the season to be a Sagittarius. You should date a Sagittarius, y'all. I just had a birthday. Still feeling good about myself. And I really, it sucks that I even have a story for this one. So I was in college. My college boyfriend was completely insecure. Long story short, he had demons attached to him. So much so to the point where he would be overcome by something, and he would take out his frustrations on me, sexually. And it was nothing I could do about it. Nothing I can do about it. I actually, while with this person, and I never really told anybody, but I'm just going all transparent with this channel, was mate rape. So it was one particular day, I said no, and no didn't mean no. And he just let it do what it did. It didn't matter. I was kicking, screaming, bit him, pushed him, and he didn't stop until he was ready to, he's a cute dog, until it was over. And then afterwards he began crying. And I'm like, what the fuck are you crying for? What the fuck are you crying for? I should be the one crying. I was confused. I was violated, frustrated, confused. Like, what is going on? But he came to his senses because whatever that had taken over him had stopped, right? And then he became him again. And he was like, oh no, I would never hurt you. But you did. But you did. Duh. I was in a relationship with and battling against something called an incubus. And I know everybody knows the feminine version of an incubus is a what? A succubus, right? Let me tell you my story. So this person was an nympho, Scorpio. Good God. I can't believe I dated more than one of you Scorpios. The fuck? Look, all the Scorpios right now are like this. The fuck is wrong with y'all? But anyway, Scorpio, that has nothing to do with anything. A little bit. But anyway, he was completely addicted to sex, and it didn't really matter. In the relationship, the guy, he was saying that I was cheating on him, and I wasn't. I didn't fucking have time to cheat. We both worked at FedEx at 3:30 in the morning. I had an 8 o'clock class, and I had classes from 8 a.m. all the way until 8 p.m. So who got time to cheat? Please make it make sense. Cause they must be super as a motherfucker. They can be up for over half of the day and still fucking cheat. But ain't nobody got time for that shit. That's what the fuck he was doing. But anyway, so in this relationship, dang, I messed up the camera. In this relationship, you guys, I am naturally touchy, feely, lovey. I'm affectionate. when I'm with my person. I'm very loving, I'm very affectionate. And I got to a point with this person that I didn't show him any affection. None, because he did not understand non-sexual touch. If I just go, you know what I'm saying, I walk by him and I do like this or whatever, that's just me just being, you know, flirty, or if I rub his back or whatever. To him, he was like, oh shit, she wants the dick. I'm gonna give it to her too. I'm gonna give it to her. I didn't want it. No, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Leave me alone. Y'all. Okay, so I'm being, this is real, this is serious. So it even to the point where in the relationship, I got to a point where, like I said, I wasn't expressing myself how I desired to express myself. And it got to a point so much so I was so afraid of turning him on that the thought of him being turned on would send me into a panic attack, like an anxiety attack, stuck to the couch, can't breathe, thinking I'm about to die. And at the same time, I'm trying to graduate college too. And it's just like, the fuck is life, right? It was horrible. It was terrible. Just terrible.
That's terrible.
Terrible. It was terrible. There was a situation that had occurred in the middle of the night. So, like I said, he was very sexually high-strung. I experienced mate rape with him. Didn't even know that was a thing. When I say confused at life, like, I didn't deserve that. You know, to me and my experience and who I am and how I am, I don't feel like I deserve that at all. But so it was one particular night he was trying to come at me in a sexual nature, and I said no, and no meant no. And I hopped in bed and went to sleep because we had to be at work at 3:30 in the fucking morning. No, I want to get a head start on this rest thing, because I'm the one that don't stop going from the time the 3:30 in the morning until 7, and then I have to be at school until 8 to 8. From 8 to 8, motherfucker, leave me alone. Wait till the weekend, shit, goddamn. But anyway, I said no, and he was upset, and I felt that he was very deeply upset, offended. And for him, it was just like he only knew how to express love through sex. Like, if I didn't want to do anything, regardless of the reason, you know what I'm saying, regardless, I could be, you know, sick, period, anything, he would be like, oh, so you don't love me no more? What the fuck? Motherfucker, sometimes it's just out of order. Sometimes it's just out of order. It is what it is. The fuck are you talking about? Anyway, so I said no, and I went to bed. He's sleeping beside me. Oh, bitch ass. And so I was in a place where I was asleep but conscious, right? My consciousness awoken, but my body is still asleep, right? So back to that sleep paralysis. And I feel something, and I hear like horror movie, like strings, like like if somebody was to sit there with like a cello and they was just like I felt that something was drawing near, and my body began to tremble. I'm asleep, y'all. Sleep, in the sleep paralysis. I can't move my body, but my consciousness is awake, and I'm trembling. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like I've never experienced it since. My fucking body trembling while I'm asleep. A demon was on its way to attack me, and I'm shaking, and I hear this music. It's just like any type of just and then it's just like I felt it coming. I knew when it opened the door. I heard the door open. I felt it coming, and then it was like, shit, it's here. And so I look, and you know, I'm asleep like this on this side of the bed, or on the edge of the bed. I look up, and it's a dark shadow standing over me like this, and it reaches down at me, and I'm just like, fuck. I'm calling Jesus. I'm just everything. I'm trying to smack at it, hit at it. It's just complete, but my body is asleep, y'all. The paralysis. had me. And I'm over here, I got a motherfucker doing like this. Big dark ass, shadow ass. But I think, I can't even tell you if it had eyes or if I saw the eyes. I just knew that motherfucker wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't supposed to be there. And to see somebody do like this. The fuck? So I broke up with the motherfucker, right? Broke up with him on Thanksgiving. Ha! It was great. Ha! I should have did it before then. But that's just the time came and he just said some bullshit to me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. We're done. We're not doing it. Just so happened to be Thanksgiving. But I'm like, I'm done. But anyway, so broke up with him, moved out. We did live together. Moved out, took all my shit, you know. And sometimes when you're newly out of a relationship, it's easier to go back, you know, to who you know what I'm saying, for some loving, than to move forward to somebody you don't know. And so after a few months, I had went back and we did it, right? And worst decision ever. Ha! Horrible. Why did I do that? Why did I do that to myself? I don't know. Oh my God. So after that moment on, every time I close my eyes, sleep paralysis, sleep paralysis, sleep paralysis, sleep paralysis. Every time I remember calling my mom. I said, I'm afraid to go to sleep. As soon as I go to sleep, I'm a fucking afraid to go to sleep. Y'all, this is true. It was every single time I went to sleep. That's why I'm talking about this, because it's not like, oh yeah, I had sleep paralysis once. No, motherfucker, that shit was a lifestyle. It was a fucking lifestyle. It was horrible. Terrible.
That's terrible.
So, I guess I called my mom. I said, I am afraid to go to sleep. Every time I go to sleep, it happens like instantly. If it was a nap, it was an overnight sleep, if it was whatever. And so this is what happened when that would happen. And this was every single time too. And I can't even tell you how long it lasted. I just knew eventually at some point I broke free of it. And this is before I knew about cleansing, you know, salt baths. I would have drove my ass to a fucking beach just to jump in some water. That's how bad it was. And I'm in Tennessee. Ain't no beach anywhere near here. I'm going to have to go to Virginia, go to Georgia, go to Florida. You know what I'm saying? Bama. I'm going to have to go somewhere the fuck else to find. I would have, had I known. And so this is before me coming into my, the level of awakening or awareness that I have now. I ain't know no better. I didn't know what to do. It was horrible. It was terrible.
That's terrible.
Terrible. I keep saying it was freaking terrible. And so this is how the dreams would go. This is how the sleep paralysis would proceed. So I would fall asleep instantly, consciousness awake, body sleep, and I would drop into that REM level of sleep very quickly. Like, I was doing this in naps. I would take a nap and it's like something was shoving me down to that level of sleep instantly. And so this is what would happen. I'm asleep. My consciousness is aware. I would hear my bedroom door creak open, because I would always sleep with the door closed and locked, right? Because we in college and I had roommates that would just bring any old fucking body over. And it's like, how do you know this person ain't a serial killer or a serial rapist or some shit? I'm not going to be in here asleep while you got the beanie man. That's what we called him. You brought the beanie man home? You got the beanie man over here walking up and down the hallway and shit. So yeah, I would have my door locked. And there's a story behind the beanie man. He's a guy who would be at the club every day. Every time the club was clubbing, he was always there, and he would just have his little one drink and his two-step, and he was very handsome. But he was a fucking beanie man. That's all you need to know. It has nothing to do with this story. But I would sleep with my door locked because I didn't want the beanie man to come in, which is a real person. But anyway, moving forward. So I would hear my door creak open, like a for real. Then I would hear footsteps. Doom, 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 doom. And sometimes when I would hear these footsteps, it would start on one side of the bed, and I would hear it walk all the way around to the other side of the bed and then come back. So the door would creak open, pause, walk back, then I would feel the bed go down because something sat on the bed. I would feel, you hear me? I would feel the bed go down because it sat on the bed, and the next thing you know, I'm being choked, and it is on my back. It's choking me, choked like this, and then it's talking in my ear, like just like for real, not even lying. That I could like envision like a tongue just. And it felt very vulgar, and it would just, you know, squeeze me and just talk in my ear this bullshit, right? And like I said, it happened every single time I would go to sleep for I can't even tell you how long, right? Every single time I went to sleep for a while. It got to a point it didn't even scare me no more. I would automatically be pissed the fuck off. Soon as I would go to sleep, I would hear my door creak open. I would hear the steps do. Sometimes it would just come straight to the bed. The bed would go down. I'm being choked and talked to, right? Sometimes it would walk from one side to the next side, I guess, trying to figure out how to approach me, how, depending on how I was laying down. And then the same thing. And it happened over and over and over. Like I said, I called my mom, y'all. I called my mom. I said, I'm afraid to go to sleep because this thing, keeps visiting me. I had a little visitor in my sleep. And it was never so, like, when you think of incubuses, right? Especially when you think of, when people talk about succubuses, right? And the succubuses will get on the man and ride the man, and he'll have a wet dream. Like, it wasn't like that. Like, I wasn't being probed or pumped by no demon, y'all. I was not. I promise you. If I was, I would say it. It wasn't that. But it would just visit me and just talk this bullshit in my ear. I don't know if it was saying something to program me or whatever. But so this one particular night, it happened just like it always would happen. I would hear my door squeak open, it would never close, it would just open. Heard the footsteps, and I was able to look around my room. Like, usually I'm conscious, but I'm asleep, so I'm not seeing anything. I just feel everything, I hear everything. My auditory senses are sensing. But this one particular time, I said, I entered my room, walked around the bed, and then I was able to, it didn't sit on the bed and it didn't choke me, but I was able to see all around my room. There were a lot of these little short, so I just know that they were little, and it was kind of like, you know how you take a piece of paper and you fold it up and you cut it and you make a snowflake, and you open it and all the snowflake pieces are together like that. It was like that. It's like all of them had the same shape, the same size, and they were all around my room, from this wall to this wall to that wall. And of course I can't see the wall behind me, but like I said, it was just kind of like they were all the same, and they were dancing. It was kind of like I was a sacrifice, and they were like hunga, like for real. It may sound, you can laugh if you want to, shit, but this is my story and I'm sticking to it. Guess what the fuck happened? So it's these little and they were just shadows. They were 2D, two-dimensional, meaning like a cartoon, like a piece of paper. They were flat shadows, and they were all dancing around my bed where I was sleeping, from this wall to that wall to this wall, and possibly behind me. And I just remember observing it, and I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? Well, he brought friends? He brought friends? He wasn't even invited. Who the fuck is these other motherfuckers? They done multiplied. They baby's kids. We don't die, we multiply. And I'm just like, am I being sacrificed? Like it was literally like, you know what I'm saying? You can imagine like the little pig on the stick, and they over here turning the pig, and the pig is just, rotating. And then there's people dancing around a fucking fire, like, hey, we about to eat this motherfucker. It's gonna be delicious. Like, that's what the fuck it felt like. And I remember waking up and telling my roommate, who is my high school best friend, and she was like, ooh, keep the ghosties in your room. Like, I said, y'all, it was a party in my room. It was a whole bunch of motherfuckers trying to sacrifice me. And there was nothing I could do about it, but just sit there and just fucking watch. And she said, keep the ghosties in your room. I wish I was lying to y'all, but I'm not. So, but that's the last thing that I remember from that period in time. It was very concerning, and I didn't really understand what was going on or why. But at that time, my vibration was low, and especially for me to date and live with somebody who actually had demonic attachments on them, I couldn't have been too much further away from where he was, especially for them to follow me home and to taunt me. I was being haunted, y'all. I was personally being haunted. People think, not saying that these were ghosts, but people think you gotta live in an old ass house and to experience some paranormal shit. No, them motherfuckers went wherever the fuck I went. I was being haunted by this little creature, and I knew it was a little motherfucker. Like I said, I'll always feel my bed go down, choke me like that. I made it out. You see me now? I'm shining. I will sparkle like a wealthy woman's neck. Cash the check, you'd rather be shiny. Okay. But yeah, I've experienced some shit in this life, y'all. So if you ever are in a state where you are being visited and have several sleep paralysis, then I would suggest that you cleanse. You can cleanse yourself via sound. There's lots of things you can listen to on YouTube. 432 hertz, 528 hertz, any type of heart chakra, high vibrational sound. I would suggest healing like that. You can always, take a bath, take a salt bath, go to salt water. Make sure you are fully submerged, crown, hair, and all. Like all this, fully freaking submerged for a few seconds. So something I would do, I would just kind of like jump and just allow myself to just sit in the water, to just, splash, sit in the water, and I would do my best to stay fully submerged for 10 seconds, right? And that way, if there's a demon or something on your back, it's not going to be there no more, right? And there's plenty of evidence of how salt, it has been very effective in any type of craft work, any type of spiritual work. Salt gets rid of shit. But if you don't have an ocean, do it in a bath. And like I said, just submerge yourself. Make sure your head is completely submerged. You can make a spray if you wanted to make like a salt-based spray. Sea salt is way better than table salt. Don't use table salt. But some type of sea salt, put in like a little bottle, spritz your area from time to time, spritz yourself. Make sure you get the back of your neck. What else? Florida water is good. Smudging is good with sage, Palo Santo. If you're dealing with stuff like that, you need both. So sage first, smoke out your house, open the windows, open the door, let all the air come through, sweep through, and then you close everything. And then you come back through with the Palo Santo to bring in the goodness and the sweetness. And while you're doing these cleanses, you can always speak your intention of what you're trying to do aloud, which is a good rule of thumb in any situation like that. You can also do like tuning forks, chakra clearings. You can also seek out a spiritualist, a spiritual advisor like myself, who can assist, rather in person or not in person, because it's not good. Look, I've been laughing this whole time, but I had to be serious with my little disclaimers. It is not good. It's terrible.
That's terrible.
Terrible. It's not good. I don't want y'all going through that. I don't. Not everybody is as strong as I am, and especially now, like I got so many experiences. Shit really don't bother me. I just experience it and I'd be like, wow, like, okay, that was different, but take care of yourselves out there, y'all. I think that's all I got for this one. Thank you so much for tuning in and everything.